nemesis of a firefighter. Arsonist, I'm a fire rider. Instant flame like a firelighter. So special with shows, I live out my flows. Can't walk in my shoes, can't purchase my clothes. Ice in my veins, but I never froze. Picture perfect, but I never pose. As a juvenile, I knew I bounced back. Got rated, had a plan to get my ounce back. Use cheese as bait, that's a mousetrap. Let me to the right person to pounce at. They selling dreams, I'm pulling receipts. Full force, we can't be beat. Got a dirty mouth, but the flow so neat. Keep your 2 cents, talk is cheap.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is Shakur Stevenson response to Teofimo, Senior and Junior, saying ESPN only promotes black fighters. So we're going to remind you of what Teofimo Lopez said, just in case you missed it or you're not aware. So this is the time where I will say to you, this is not PG. This is PG-13. If you got kids or people who shouldn't be hearing bad language, get them away from here. Because Teofimo Lopez.
They called it right away with the Bradley said he hurt.
Hold on. Okay. So that was already going. Let's restart it. And here we go.
Hey, at the fighters meeting, I dissed Andre Ward and Timothy Bradley in front of ESPN production and all of them for all their affiliation and corruption that they do. Yeah. What happened? I put more weight on my back, and all they was talking about right away when I slipped in the first knockdown they called, I slipped. They called it right away with the Bradley said he hurt. Mm-hmm. So I don't sugarcoat shit. All these motherfuckers dick ride and they suck dick. Sorry for my language. No. But that is the problem. I don't ride off that. Yeah. And just to even put it more on the spot, this is my last fight on ESPN. Because this is no longer. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. This is why this fight means everything to me. If they want the black fighters, they could keep them. I brought Bud Light to top rank. Hey, at the fighters meeting.
All right, so okay, that's what Teofimo Lopez had to say. But strangely, he tried to clean it up at the end, and may have made it worse. Excuse me. Let's take a listen.
All my brothers and sisters and everyone, from their own grandmother, the birth of grandmothers, the great grandmother, Rosa Parks. She says it best to all the racism that's going on. She says, I only believe in one race, the human race. And what she was black. The fuck is wrong with everybody?
There you go, baby. There you go.
Facts. And that is why the crackers diss the blacks and give them the shortest month to celebrate them.
I'm gonna rewind that so you can hear that if you didn't hear that.
And that is why the crackers diss the blacks and give them the shortest month to celebrate their history. Right?
All right, so now we're gonna move on to a tweet from Teofimo Lopez. So after Devin Haney got the decision, Teofimo Lopez tweeted on Instagram. So if you see the music is Dreams Money Can Buy from Drake, where Drake says, everybody else surprised, I wasn't surprised. Teo says, but Teofimo is racist. Shaking my head. Nah, never that. I just know my business. You're welcome for the heads up. Weeks in advance. Then he says, you play yourself when you play with me. And look at his face. So that's what Teofimo Lopez had to say after Devin Haney got the decision. So he's like doubling down on his stance about black fighters and whatnot. So here's what Shakur Stevenson had to say.
promotes black fighters too much over himself. I don't know where he's coming from with that one.
I know, because it's like other people say they don't promote black fighters at all. So it's like that's been the argument for so long.
That's been the word for years.
But now he come out and say they only promote black fighters. So I don't know. Tio just, Tio being Tio a little crazy sometimes. So much love to Tio. Hopefully he gets his mental together. It's like his mental is seeming like a little bit off right now. So I think he should get his mental together and focus on his fight with Josh Taylor, because Josh Taylor is a great opponent to fight. I'm rocking with Tio just because he came from my generation. Like he from, like, you feel me? Like, we came up together, so I'm rocking with Tio. But I hope he get his mental together first, because it's like he got a lot going on with all this, especially going on air talking about ESPN. He's not supposed to do that. He's supposed to get himself together.
Teofimo says that Top Rank.
All right, so that's what Shakur Stevenson had to say. Man, you seen it all. You heard Shakur's reaction and response. What's your reaction to the comments and him doubling down after the decision with Devin Haney? I'm turning over to you, G.
Man, I'm trying to see what T.O. is seeing, but I don't know, man. This was like tough, because of the simple fact that it was just a couple months ago we had TC saying, that Top Rank ESPN is racist against black folk, and then now Teofimo's saying that they're only promoting black folk, black fighters. So it's kind of weird, So I don't know, man. But I'll say this though, just looking at it from ESPN, I think does a great job promoting their young black fighters. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, these guys are signed to ESPN. ESPN should be highlighting these gentlemen. So if T.O. is looking at it from that perspective, then it is what it is. Like, I don't know. T.O. wants ESPN to sign more, Hispanic fighters, because that could be a conversation, but to imply like ESPN is only promoting black fighters, I think that's wrong. Like, if anything, I would have thought he would have said something like PBC doing that or something. But ESPN, I don't know. It's just strange, man. So shout out to Shakur, like, he's just like, yo, that's my man's. He just need to get his mind right. He's all over the place. He needs to dial it down, like. So I don't know, man. It's hard when you're talking about a guy that's kind of out there. You know what I mean? Like, you don't really want to argue with the guy like that, because then people gonna start thinking you crazy. So I would just let T.O. just bark in the corner. You know what I'm saying? Just, if enough people ignore him, he'll just fade away. Especially if we talking about he want to leave ESPN anyways. So I'm like, all right, well then bounce. Do you? Try it. Go to Golden Boy and see what happens. You know what I'm saying?
All right. TBE.
Last time we spoke on what Teofimo said, the fans didn't feel it, or they were rocking me and they weren't feeling it. But I agree with Shakur. Teofimo seems a little unstable, and I want to go back, way back, before he got this fight with Lomachenko, where Teofimo was like working out in his garage, and he started pulling up pictures of all the fighters in his division and pointing at him, talking crazy. I'm like, what made you do that, Teofimo? I know you want your shot, and you had your shot, but it seems like he's over emotional when it comes to his career, and it's like sometimes you gotta take it slow. Comprehend what's in front of you, and then speak. But now he just speaks from emotion, and he speaks, and it sounds crazy. Like, everything you just posted just showed. It's like, wow, like who's like okay in this? Who's like, a publicist? Does he have what's his manager got to say about this? Anything like yo, Tio, you're like, it's insane how you're talking on the internet right now. And I'm gonna be real with you. You don't speak for me. As a black man, you don't speak for me. You don't speak like the way you talk is like crazy. Like you say you want to downplay black fighters in one moment, and then now you want to support us, and now you want to like you don't speak for me. I wouldn't say us, but for me, you don't speak for me because I don't want a disclaimer. But Tio, you need some time to yourself to really like get your mind in order because you're moving really reckless, and this is like the things these antics won't play out well for you in the end because 5 years from now, and this is fizzles out. And it pops up again. So Tio, do better, be better, correct yourself, correct your mental, and focus on boxing. Focus on what you really want for your career. Because I know what happened with ESPN. I must say, when you became undisputed, you had an opportunity to become one of the stars in sports. But then you did the thing where you started down talking them. You went with Triller. You let them bid on your fight. You were doing so much that was like awkward for me. From my perspective, it was awkward, and I'm like, how are you gonna let another promotional company handle your fight? And then when you lost, you're like, oh, they didn't support me, they didn't do this. But I think ESPN did more than enough to support you. But they gave you the shot, and then you started feeling yourself like you deserved $100 million. Your first fight as champion, which you didn't. And since you lost, it's like down. It was been going downhill. It's a downhill spiral, all of that. And just take some time. Take some time, relax, reflect, and then come back before you go on social media and start talking. Because these antics is crazy. They're out of this world. They're insane. They're really wild, and I don't support them at all.
Teofimo Lopez is jealous. Let's call it what it is. He's jealous. He's jealous for a number of reasons. How about one is at best in his career, he's disputed, undisputed, and Devin Haney is actual undisputed. When Teofimo Lopez beat Vasily Lomachenko, right? Actually, I need to pull this up real quick. But when he beat Vasily Lomachenko was franchise champion. He wasn't actual champion because Devin Haney had the belt. Mm-hmm. So Devin Haney is actual undisputed. The world will look at Devin Haney as undisputed, where Tia will always be disputed, undisputed. So that's one thing. He's jealous of that. He's also jealous because Devin matched his biggest victory. His greatest victory. Hold on. I don't know if I'm messing up. Am I messing up?
No, you're fine.
All right. Because what I see is loading up. All right. His greatest victory was Vasily Lomachenko. And what's making him so mad is not only is Devin actually undisputed, Devin matched his greatest victory. But it also eats him alive that Devin beat the man who beat him for all his belts. So you have to look at it as at one point, Teofimo Lopez was the face of the new school. Remember that? He was the face of the new school. He was the leader of the generation. He was leading the pack. He was the young gun who beat Vasily Lomachenko, who had 4 belts, got on his high horse, disrespected his promotional company, turned them against him, went on the zone, tried to be Mike Tyson against George Kambosos, and lost. Then Devin Haney fights George Kambosos, beats him twice in his own backyard. Teofimo could only watch that. And somehow to Teofimo Lopez, he's still better than Devin Haney. Right? Teofimo Lopez could have rematched George Kambosos. George Kambosos offered him the rematch. He moved up to 140. What has he done at 140? But before I get into that, let's get into this. He claims that ESPN promotes the black fighters, right? This is what Teofimo Lopez said. Who got a shot at Vasily Lomachenko first? Teo or Devin? And let's remember, when Teo got his shot at Devin, Devin was the mandatory, which means Devin was supposed to be fighting Vasily Lomachenko next, so that Vasily Lomachenko could skip Devin and fight Teo. They created a bout for him. So who were they really trying to promote? Devin or Teo? When they were both neck and neck options, they created something that didn't exist. So Devin couldn't get the opportunity, and so they can skip it to Teo. Because Devin should have been the one fighting Vasily Lomachenko if franchise never existed. So they created a belt so Vasily can fight you, Teo. And if you don't want to believe that you're the privileged one, I'm gonna prove it right now. I'm gonna prove it right now, Teo, that you're the privileged one. I'm gonna prove it right now. Check this out, Teo. Regardless of what you say about any of the scorecards for Devin Haney's fight, no scorecard was as bad as Julie Letterman's when you fought Vasily Lomachenko. Look at Julie Letterman's scorecard, 119-109. Steve Weisfeld had it 117-111. Tim Cheatham had it 116-112. Julie Letterman had it 119-109. The absolute worst scorecard I've seen in ages. People talked about how bad that scorecard was. Remember, we did a segment on it. I don't know if you remember. Remember when Trill said Julie Letterman looked like Sandra Bullock from The Blind Side?
Yeah.
So come on now. That's the worst. You had a worse scorecard, bro. What was worse? Your scorecard was worse. So now let's take a look at it. If you want to talk about privilege and them pushing, Teo, they created a belt so that Vasily Lomachenko can fight you. And when Vasily Lomachenko fought you, one of the judges only gave Vasily one round. When I watched Vasily beat you like 4 rounds in a row. No cap. On my scorecard, the fight was on the line in the 12th round, and you won the 12th round. So I gave the fight to you. Go back and check the tape. There's no way anyone can tell me that you beat Vasily Lomachenko 119-109. You can't tell me you beat Vasily Lomachenko 119-109. Why isn't everyone crying robbery? Why isn't everyone saying corruption? Why isn't everyone trying to make a big go of it? Why did they just accept it when you beat Vasily Lomachenko with that horrible scorecard? Privilege. Come on, fam. Don't sit around here trying to act like you didn't get some gifts, because you definitely got some gifts. One, they tried to push you over Devin. They promoted you over Devin. And when they made you the man, you effed it up. That's the bottom line, T.O. So now you jealous because you see that you effed it up, and now you see the new one running around doing what you couldn't do. Beating Kambosos. Becoming real undisputed. Beating Vasily. And now you're thinking, well, what makes me special? Now I gotta go and take a war on the black fighters. Let me show you something else, T.O., since you don't understand. Because you be tripping. So let me show you something else, T.O. You want to know another fight where people think you lost? Sandor Martin. Look at the scorecards on Sandor Martin. Right? Cavallari, 94-95. Max DeLuca, 96-93. Pascali, I'm not even going to attempt that last name, 97-92. You were down in the second round, bro. Got dropped again. Chinny again. Got dropped in the second round again. Look at you, bro. You got a split decision win over Sandor Martin. People think he beat you, bro. Do you not see your privilege, cuz? Do you not see the gifts you're getting? So let's go back and highlight your gifts, Tio. One, you got to fight Vasily Lomachenko over Devin Haney because they created a belt that doesn't exist. Two, you got Julie Letterman's scorecard 119-109. And then the third, you got a decision over Sandor Martin where a lot of people believe you should have taken the L, a split decision. Then you mad at Timothy Bradley and Andre Ward. Okay. The other thing, Josh Taylor got a controversial decision over Jack Catterall. Where's the outrage? I seen outrage from some people, but you not mad about it. You wasn't saying nothing about it. You're clearly okay with fighting Jack Catterall. So what's up? You're clearly okay with fighting Josh Taylor and not Jack Catterall. So what's up? Where's the same energy? Where's the same energy? I tell you what you got. You in that fight, you got two dudes who people are questioning because they seen decisions that they questioned in that fight. That was one of the things that I said going in. And lastly, this is what makes me laugh. All I heard in the build-up to Devin Haney fighting Vasily Lomachenko was, oh, Devin said he'll never lose to a white boy. Devin said he'll never lose to a white boy. I just played you calling white people the C word. And none of them are mad about that. That's not a story. Can you imagine what the story would be if Devin was the one who said that? If Devin was the one who was on someone's platform and he called white people the C word, that would be news everywhere. They'd be outraged. Everyone would be outraged. How could Devin say this about people? But Tio, you get to say it, and nobody's really that mad. Another privilege for you. Come on, fam. Stop this, man. You're making yourself look horrible. And it's to the point where I hope Josh Taylor does everyone a favor and knock you the hell out. Josh Taylor, finish this clown. Please. Please finish this clown. He's already lost it. Finish this clown. And you're the type of dude that once Josh Taylor finishes you, you're done. You're going to be an Adrian Broner. That's what you're going to be. You're going to be an Adrian Broner, bro. So keep going. You already, as they say, screwed the pooch when you was fake undisputed because of your ego. Now you're messing it all up because of your ego. You're going to end up a wino drinking, talking about what you used to be outside in front of the 24-hour convenience store. At the rate you're going, because you're burning bridges left and right, and your performance in the ring is declining in every fight, and you worried about Devin. Devin has already accomplished more than you have. He beat Kambosos, and he's actual undisputed. So take that. Regardless of what you say, you're not changing anything. For all the things you're saying about the black fighters have not said anything about you. Let that sink in. You're the only person with hate in your heart, bro. And that's why Josh Taylor needs to knock you the hell out. All right, so thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Remember, you can listen to our podcast on all major streaming services. We are the Boxing Bros.